In the previous video of standard 10th maths, we had started with the chapter section and midpoint formula. We had completed the exercise of section formula, that was exercise 13a, and now we start with the midpoint formula. So now midpoint formula is much easier than the section formula because of a very important reason, and that is, in the section formula you had m is to n over there, but when it is midpoint you know that the ratio is 1 is to 1, so automatically the whole formula becomes very easy. So let's see what exactly happens. We have over here p x comma y will be x is equals to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, and y is equals to my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. This was the section formula. Now suppose if I tell you that my m is to n is equals to 1 is to 1 because it's a midpoint, then what will happen to the equation? X will be equal to x2 plus x1 upon 1 plus 1 2, and y is equals to y2 plus y1 upon 2. So this is nothing but the midpoint formula. Very simple. You just have to add the two x ka values and divide by 2, and similarly y ka values and divide by 2. Accordingly, you see that midpoint formula is much easier than the section formula for sure. We have got one more formula in this case, and that is called as for the centroid. So that is called the formula for centroid of a triangle. Now what is centroid? Centroid is basically the point where the three medians of a triangle are going to intersect. So if this is a median, so if this is a midpoint, so if I draw a line like this for the midpoint, if this is the midpoint, so I draw a line like this for that particular midpoint, and then I draw another line for the midpoint over here. That means this is equal to this is equal to this, and this is equal to this. Then this particular point over here is called as G, which is nothing but the centroid. So the centroid, the value of the centroid. So if I have got over here A is equal to x1 y1, B is equal to x2 y2, and C is equal to x3 y3, then I can easily find out the value of G, and G over here will be x comma y, where x will be equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3. Okay, it is x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, and the second one will be y is equal to y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. So these are the two the values for x. So this gives you the value of x coordinate of the centroid, and this gives you the value of y coordinate of the centroid. Accordingly, we have this thing as xg, x comma y will be x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, and y will be y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. So this is the formula which we will be using in the next exercise, that is exercise 13b. So it's a very easy exercise. There is hardly anything which is difficult over here which could be not understood. If you have understood the section formula and you have done the sums of the section formula properly, then midpoint formula sums will be absolutely very easy. Okay, so we'll just complete there are 18 sums over here. We'll try to complete it in 1 or 2 videos. So let's start with the exercise 13b. So we start with exercise 13b now. Okay, so that's for the midpoint and section for midpoint and the formula for centroid. So we start with the sums. The first sum. There are two sums in the first sum. We'll do both of them so that we get a practice of that. Find the midpoint of the line joining line segment joining the points. So it's given over here first. They are given that A, will name it as A, not given, but we can take it as A. It is this one, and B is given as 3, 5. So we need to find out midpoint. So P x, y will be equal to x is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2, and y is equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. So this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. So this gives me minus 6 plus 3 upon 2. This is giving me 7 plus 5 upon 2. This is minus 3 upon 2, and this will be 12 upon 2. Accordingly, we have is equals to minus 3 upon 2, or we make it also as 1.5, and this will be taking it as 6. So accordingly, P is minus 1.5 comma 6 as the answer. We do the second sum now, second, that is A is 5 comma 3 and B is minus 1 comma 7. So accordingly, we have Px comma y will be x is equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2, y is equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. That gives me as 5 plus minus 1 upon 2, and y will be equal to 3 plus 7 upon 2. That gives me 4 upon 2, and this gives me 10 upon 2. Hence is equals to 2 is equals to 5. So P will be equal to 2 comma 5. That's the answer for our first cast second. So we can cross check the answers also, so that there should not be any error in our calculations. So yes, it is minus 3 upon 2 comma 6 for this one, and 2 comma 2, 2 comma 2. Okay, let me check what is the, sorry, it's minus 3 over here. That's the thing. See, it happens this way. So it's minus 3. So this is minus 3. So this is 4. So this will be 2. So accordingly, it is 2 over here. So okay. So this way you can see that the answer to the second one was 2 comma 2, and now the first was minus 3. This can be written as minus 3 upon 2 comma 6. So both the answers are correct. So that we see as sum number 1. Now we move on to sum number 3. Going to sum number 3 now. We have over here A is 5 comma 3, B is minus 1 1, and C is 7 comma minus 3 are the vertices of triangle ABC. If L is the midpoint of AB, M is the midpoint of AC, show that LM is equals to half BC. Okay, so here we go with a triangle over here. The triangle has got the thing as A, B and C given to you. A is given to you as 5 comma 3, B is given to you as minus 1 1, and C is 7 comma minus 3. Right, now they are given me that if L is a midpoint of AB, AB midpoint is L, okay, that is AB, and this is M, which is midpoint of AC, so M and N, L and M, and we need to find out that show LM is equals to half BC. Okay, so this is what we need to prove. So we'll first find out the value of L. So Lx comma y will be equal to x is equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2, and y is equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. That gives me x1 as 5 plus minus 1 upon 2 is 4 upon 2 is equals to 2, and y is equals to 5 plus 7, sorry, that's 3 plus 1 upon 2, it's 4 upon 2 is equals to 2. So L is 2 comma 2. Okay, that's L. Now we find out the value of M. So M is equals to again x comma y. So we have x is equals to x1 plus x2, or we'll take it as x3. So this is x2 and x3 and y3. This is x1 y1, and this is x2 y2. So we have x upon 2, and y is equals to y1 plus y3 upon 2. So it's 5 plus 7 upon 2. It is equals to 3 plus minus 3 upon 2. That gives me 12 upon 2 is equals to 0 upon 2. So it's equals to 6 is equals to 0. Therefore, M is 6 comma 0. Therefore, LM will be equal to, we need to take the formula of the distance formula what we learned in the 9th standard. What was that formula? x2 plus or x1 plus x2 upon the whole square plus y1 plus y2 the whole, sorry, minus y1 the whole square. So that gives me the first thing as L was 2. So this is x and x1, x2, 2 and 6. So 2 minus 6 the whole square plus this is 2 minus 0 the whole square. That gives me as square root of minus 4 the whole square plus 2 the whole square. That is nothing but root of 16 plus 4 is equals to root of 20. We find out BC now. BC is nothing but again the same thing, x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square. So that gives me the root of x1 as this one, this 2, the 7 minus 1 the whole square plus minus 3 minus 1 the whole square. That is going to give me as 8 square plus 4 square. It's root of 64 plus 16 is equals to root 80. So you can see this is root 20, this is root 80. Okay, so root 20 is nothing but 2 root 5 because this is 4 into 5, and 80 is nothing but over here will be root 5 is up to 16 root 5, so 4 root 5, right? So you can see it is double of this in, therefore LM is equals to half BC. Understood? This is 2 root 5, this is 4 root 5. Why 2 root 5? Because it is nothing but 20. 20 is what? It is root of 4 into 5, which is nothing but 2 root 5. Okay, this is how it is going to be. Here it is root 80. Root 80 is 16 into 5. So it is 4 root 5. Alright, so that's how you are getting the value of 4 root 5. And you know very well, half into 4 root 5 will be 2 root 5. So 2 root 5 is equal to 2 root 5. Hence proved. So this is how we are going to do the sum number 3 of exercise 13b. We move on to sum number 5. Okay, we move on to sum number 5. They are given you a figure over here, and they are given that P 3 minus 3 comma 2 is the midpoint of the line segment AB. So that's what they are going to, they are given us, that this is the origin, and this is the y-axis, and this is the x-axis, and there is a line like this where this is B, this is A, and the midpoint is P, which is nothing but minus 3 comma 2. Okay, so here we know that A, what will the coordinates of A? Yeah, 0 comma y. Coordinate of B, it will be x comma 0. Remember again, we learned it earlier also. Whenever the line is touching the x-axis, okay, the coordinates of a point on the x-axis, coordinate will be x comma 0. On the y-axis, the coordinate will be 0 comma y. So this is what is available to us. Accordingly, we have over here that x is equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2, y is equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. Accordingly, x is nothing. This is x and this is y. So this is minus 3. x1 is x plus x2 is 0 upon 2. Y over here is 2 is equals to y1 is 0 plus y upon 2. Accordingly, x is equals to minus 6. Here y is equals to 4. Accordingly, we have that A is going to be y is 4, so it's 0 comma 4, and B is minus 6 comma 0. So this is the required answer. Find the coordinates of A and B. A is going to be 0 comma 4 and B is going to be minus 6 comma 0. So that was sum number 5. Now we move on to sum number 7. We have sum number 7 now. You are told that minus 5 comma 2, 3 comma minus 6, 7 are the vertices of a triangle with the length of its median through the vertex as 3 comma minus 6. Okay, so find the length of the median. We need to find the length of median. So we are first going to draw the figure to understand the question better. I think it may require some more space, so I better erase this and start the 7th sum here. So we see in the 7th sum, you have got this particular triangle. This triangle over here is such that it has got the coordinates A as minus 5 comma 2, B as 3 comma minus 6, we have got C as 7 comma 4. Find the length of the median through the vertex 3 comma minus. So from here you are drawing a median, that means this is equal to this, so this is my M over here, which is x comma y, right? I need to find out the length of this BM, so find BM. Okay, length BM is what I need to find. So to find out length BM, I need to find out M first. So I have over here that M is the midpoint of AC. M is midpoint of AC. Therefore, mx comma y will be equal to x is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2. Y is equal to y1 plus y2 upon 2. This gives me x1 is minus 5 plus 7 upon 2. Y1 is 2 plus 4 upon 2. This gives me as 2 upon 2 is equal to 1. And this is going to give me 6 upon 2 is equal to 3. So M is 1 comma 3. Now you need to find out BM. So length BM is equal to square root of x1 minus x2 upon 2 plus y1 minus y2 upon 2. Accordingly, we have the things over. This is nothing but 1 comma 3. Right? So we have over here 3 minus 1 the whole square plus minus 6 minus 3 the whole square. This is going to give me the square root of 2 square plus minus 9 the whole square. That's square root of 4 plus 81 is root 85. Okay, so root 85 is the length BM. So length BM is a root 85 units. Is it clear? We can just check out whether the answer is correct or not. 13B, we have a root 85. You can also find out the answer from the square root ka table, that the answer to this thing is 9.22 units. Okay, that's 9.22, which you get it from the table which is there on the back side. So from the table of the log table book which you'll be getting in your examinations. So you can use that log table book to find out the square root of 85. So square root of 85 is 9.220. So you are going to find out the square root that from this particular table. So that's the question number 7. Now we move on to question number 9. So here we have the question number 9. Sum number 9. One end of the diameter of a circle is minus 2 comma 5. Find the coordinates of other end if the center of the circle is 2 comma. So it's a very simple figure again. See, it's just an application. So they are given you that this particular diameter is there, where this diameter, let's say A, this is O and this is B. They are given you the diameter, the A point is minus 2 comma 5 and the center is given as 2 comma minus 1. You need to find out x comma y, x1, y1 over here. Got it? So center is given to me. I need to find out the x1, y1. So I have over here O x comma y. So x is equals to x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y is equals to y1 plus y2 upon 2. So accordingly I have, this is nothing but it is given that it is 2 comma minus 1. So 2 is equals to x1 is minus 2 plus x1. I'll just take it as x and y only, so there is no confusion. This is x upon 2 and y, that is nothing but minus 1 is equals to, okay, there is a confusion over here, so I better put it this way. This is x2, y2. So accordingly I am putting the value over here as x2. Right, so this is minus 1 is equals to 5 plus y2 upon 2. Okay, multiplying this is the 4 is equals to minus 2 plus x2. So x2 is equals to 4 plus 2 is equals to 6. And this is minus 2 is equals to 5 plus y2. So y2 is equals to minus 2 minus 5. So y2 is equals to minus 7. So therefore we get B is 6 comma minus 7. That's the value of the coordinates of point B, that is sum number 9, 13B. Sum number 9 is 6 comma minus 7. Right? So that was sum number 9 of the exercise. Okay, so it was sum number 9. Right? Let me check. Okay, so now we move on to sum number 11. I think we should be able to complete this thing in this video itself. So good. Let's see. Sum number 11. P and Q. P is 4 comma 2 and Q is minus 1 5 are the vertices of parallelogram PQRS, and minus 3 comma 2 are the coordinates of point of intersection of the diagonals. Find the coordinates of R and S. Okay, so this is going to be a long one. Let's see. So we have this particular sum number 11, that there is a quadrilateral. So we have this quadrilateral which is given as P, Q, R, S, where they are given the value of P as 4 comma 2, Q is minus 1 comma 5. Okay, what is the parallelogram PQRS, and minus 3 2 are the coordinates of the point of intersection of the diagonal. So your diagonals over here, this is one diagonal, this is the other diagonal over here. So diagonals always are going to intersect at the midpoint. So automatically I know that if I take this point as M, then this point M is given to me as minus 3 2. So this is minus 3 2. I need to find out over here, this is x PQRS, x3 y3, and I need to find out over here x4 y4. This is what I need to find out. A very easy sum as such. When you draw it, you come to know it's a very easy sum. Why it is easy? Because what you need to do is exactly the same what we did in the earlier sum about the circle. The diameter का जो किया वही, that the center was given to me, one side is given to me, I need to find out the other side. Same way here, this complete line is given, I know this midpoint is given to me, I know this side, this vertex, I need to find out this vertex. Okay, so very easy one. So we have over here, first of all, M is minus 3 comma 2, and we have got x is equals to x1 plus x3 upon 2, and y is equals to y1 plus y3 upon 2, considering that this is x1 y1 and this is x2 y2 and this is x comma y. So we have over here minus 3 is equals to 4 plus x3 upon 2. So minus 6 minus 4 is equals to x3. x3 is equals to minus 10. Similarly, over here y is 2 is equals to y1 is 2 plus y3 upon 2. That's 4 plus 4 minus 2 is equals to y3. So y3 is equals to 2. Accordingly, we have r as minus 10 comma 2. We see the next part over here. M is minus 3 minus 3 2. Yeah, luckily we are not taken minus 3. Okay, minus 3 2. So we have got x is equals to x2 plus x4 upon 2, and y is equals to y2 plus y4 upon 2. Accordingly, we have minus 3 is equals to x2 is minus 1 plus x4 upon 2. So minus 6 plus 1 is equals to x4. x4 is equals to minus 5. Similarly, y is 2 is equals to y2 is 5 plus y4 upon 2. So 4 minus 5 is equals to y4. So y4 is equals to minus 1. Accordingly, we have s is minus 5 minus 1. So we have the answer as r is minus 10 2 and s is minus 5 minus 1. This is the required answer of sum number 11 over here. So sum number 11 was minus 10 2 and minus 5 minus 1. We now move on to sum number 13. We are going to do 3 more sums. So I'll continue in the same video because I need not make a new video just for 2 or 3 sums. So sum number 13. The point 2 comma minus 1, minus 1 comma 4 and 2 comma 2 are midpoints of the triangle, sides of a triangle. Find its vertices. Okay, this is a big one now. Okay, so I think I'll better take the new video because this is a big one.